Hi, loves. Welcome to Two Cups and One Marriage. Woo! All right. So, we're going to talk about mental health, um, which is so important. Um, just to give a little bit of background before I start on it, I worked in a psychiatric hospital for many, many years. I worked in a nursing home with mental health patients before. Um, yeah, so, and I have a degree in human services. So, just want to give you a little bit of background on that part. So, I chose to talk about mental health because it's real. It's real in everybody's life. I mean, usually someone in your family, someone you know, has some type of depression, some type of mental illness, and people be thinking about mental illness like, oh, schizophrenia, oh, he's crazy. No, I'm not just talking about that because depression, I think, is one of the highest ones. You you could be, one minute you good, next minute you're not. So it brought me back to thinking about the teacher that took her life here in Chicago that they just found in the lakefront the other day. Um, she worked for CPS schools for I don't know how long she worked there, but she took a 2-year mental health break, and then she had to go back. And they were saying her anxiety was so high because she had to go back that she woke up, and I guess she decided she was not going back to the Chicago Public Schools, and her depression took whatever she was going through took over, and she didn't even voice it to anyone, or she might have. I'm not gonna say she didn't, but she committed suicide. She went into the lake. And it was so sad. I was so hurt. Oh my God, it felt like I knew her and I didn't. Because it's so sad to hear stories like that, because I could just imagine what her family and friends are thinking. Like, what could we have done to help her? That's so some of them feel guilty about that. So yeah. So how do you feel about mental health? I mean, have you been in situations, or do you know anybody that struggles, or you know, how do you feel about the lady that what she went through?
I mean, it's a sad situation. We would never get the full story about everything, but I do believe mental health is a big issue in America, all around the world. Uh, Depression. I mean, uh, anybody could go in a depressed mode. I mean, I went into it for a minute, but it went to the point where I wanted to hurt myself. It was at the point where that just a lot of stress, thinking about things. I lost my parents back to back, so both parents. So that I really didn't, and to this day, I really didn't get over it, and I don't think I
I don't
can
think
get
we ever
over it.
get over it. There's no
Right,
such thing. You can get through it, but
right. So,
you can go through it day
um,
by day.
I mean, the way the world is and the way the world's set up right now, I think every American and everybody around the world gonna go through it. Jobs, job problems, house problems, life problems, whatever. Uh, I believe it's just me. I'm entitled to my opinion.
Oh boy, here we go.
I do believe that you could come up out of it. But if you feel that
We just had a teacher that went into the lake.
if you finish, let me say what I'm saying.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, she ended up hurting herself because she didn't. It was hard. Her depression was a little bit
She
more
didn't come out of it.
harder than some people's.
She
Some
didn't come out
people's
of it. That's what I'm
she
saying.
didn't come out of it, but some people's can if it's not as hard as hers.
Yeah,
I
some people
believe
can
so.
with help.
You know, I don't believe in it's just me once again going to see nobody and telling somebody about your depression and things like that because it's obvious that the people that still in depression is not helping.
I definitely believe in a therapist and a psychiatrist because sitting there going through it alone, that's what really causes you to make some choices that you probably could have made a different choice if you had someone to talk to about it. Now, if you have really supportive family, that's definitely important and you could talk to them. But talk to a stranger. I saw a therapist and I'm actually want to start back because I feel like I'm going through stuff right now. Just a little background, my mother passed away also from COVID during COVID times and I haven't got through that. I am the only girl and the youngest and I was her baby girl. So for her and I didn't see her. So she died in the hospital and I hadn't seen her in months until she passed away because we wasn't allowed to go to the hospital. I have not accepted that, and I am not well. I know I'm not. Am I feeling like I want to commit suicide? No, but I'm not well. Also, I had a son that was murdered. His birthday is on Sunday. Am I over that? I would never get over losing a child. If you haven't experienced that, you won't understand that. Am I sitting here want to commit suicide from it? I'm pretty sure I had the thought of it before, guaranteed. That I didn't want to live no more when that happened because I brought that challenge to this world. And for him to be taken from me, that was, you know, a lot. So I could understand why people do make choices, say, I don't want to live anymore. I wish it wasn't a choice because I feel like it's something that else can be done. Let's get you some, you know, I feel like you can get some help. By me working in a psychiatric hospital, I've seen some patients that was so down and getting help by a psychiatrist and talking about it, going to groups and, you know, the support from the staff members or whatever, it led them to have a better life. They left out of there and they went to work and was great. You know, something they probably couldn't have did on their own. You know, so I think that it does work, and that's my opinion. We have two different opinions, you know, about therapy and psychiatrists and stuff like that.
Right. We totally do. Like I said, it's just me. I don't believe in going to talk to nobody. I work my own things out with myself and a good Lord. So some people, you know, probably do need to go talk to a therapist or a counselor, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just me. You know, I'm not saying that it's wrong for anybody to go talk to a therapist or a counselor. I just don't want to go talk to no therapist and counselor. I feel that I could come out of my own with the good Lord on my side. Than that, I mean, it's totally a big thing in America
It is.
and
It
around
is
the world.
real. It's
You
real.
know,
We both lost people. I mean, I'm not going to get into your business about what you want to share about it, but mental health is real. You know, when people commit suicide, people are harming themselves. I've seen cutters when I was working at the psychiatric hospital. I mean, they had it was so many different mental health issues that they had, you know, and all you wonder is what could I have done or what could their family have done to help them? You know, so to come into the psychiatric hospital, that's the first step. You actually didn't stay at home, you know, you try to kill or cut your wrist. You actually came here and got some help. You know, so that's what I think about situations like that. You know, it could save someone's life by getting that help because at home didn't help with certain people, not everybody. Because I was the one that kind of did it on my own, coming out of my depression that I had at one time. I didn't go see a therapist right away, you know. So I did try to attend some groups, or I saw a therapist maybe once, and I was like, "What?" And she was so, and it depends on what kind of therapist too, because that person was like, "Girl, you came in here with lipstick on and you got clothes on. Girl, you ain't depressed." That's what she told me. She told me I wasn't depressed after losing my son because I had clothes on and lipstick. So I never went back. And I had gave up actually on therapists, but then I went back and I plan to go back again because I feel like again I'm falling into that sadness. You know, I put on the front. I'm good. I'm good. I can go every day, go to work with a smile on my face, but inside I'm ripping. I'm ripping. So you know, you got to know when it's time for to you know, and I want everybody to know that. You know, talk to some people, talk to your friends, talk to someone that you trust. You know, if you're feeling some type of way as far as want to harm yourself or others, you know, please seek help. pray about it, because I trust in the Lord too. You know, absolutely I do. You know, I depend on Him a lot. Yeah, so, but mental health is real, guys. So,
Very.
yeah. So please, if you need any kind of help, it's so much support out here. For now, that is something. It's a lot of support out here for mental health in Chicago. It is. So
It's definitely a lot of help. Uh, they be trying to put these people on so many medication to try to suppress it, and I don't think that help. I think that make it worse.
I've worked in a psychiatric hospital. He never worked in one. I've seen the medication and I've seen people there for different things. And if medication is what they need, is what they get. But some people that see in therapists, they don't get any medication. Therapy is just talking through your situation. They don't have anything to do with medication.
True.
You know, so it's a difference. Therapists or psychiatrists. Psychiatrists are the ones that can sit there and give you medication for things. They might be the ones that say, "Oh no, you just told me you want to kill yourself right now." Yeah, you might need some medication or whatever, depression, whatever it is. I'm just giving an example. But therapists, you're just talking to them. There's somebody to talk to that don't judge you because they don't know you. You know, you talk to your significant other, they don't understand, or your best friend don't understand. So talking to somebody about your problems for certain people, for some people, is a life changing thing. You know, they look forward to that. Oh, I got therapy tomorrow. I can't wait. Some people actually feel that way. Yeah, so you know, I enjoy therapy. I really do. It gets it all off my chest. You're not a communicator, so you probably wouldn't enjoy therapy.
And if I was a communicator, and I am a communicator,
you don't communicate.
I don't need to tell no therapist.
He don't tell me his problems.
Exactly.
He don't tell me his own problems, y'all.
Exactly.
So he definitely ain't gonna tell no stranger. And I'm his wife, and I've known him for over 20-something years. And he don't never. Whatever he go through, like when he was talking about he depressed, when? I ain't never know.
You would never know.
But you gonna know about me because right now I'm very sad. I'm very, very sad. But I'm also very strong. The stuff that I've been through, I know for a fact that I probably would have jumped in the lake a long time ago. But God is amazing, and therapy is too. So, all right. So we're gonna end it here. I know we've been joking about mental health, but we're very serious. We're very, very serious. You know. All right. So thank you for coming to 2 Cups, 1 Marriage.
And a therapist.
All right.